Welcome back to the SportsMax Zone. After a 3-year spell where they racked up the most losses of all NBA teams, the general manager of Cleveland Cavaliers, Kobe Altman, had a meeting with owner Dan Gilbert to speak about the direction of the basketball club. The big issue for both Gilbert and Altman was how to get the best out of disgruntled franchise player Kevin Love and a band of youngsters. It was also a task getting the fans to again feel good about a team that had lost more than its luster at a position as a staple on national television when LeBron James moved on for a second time in 2018. The Cavaliers were particularly bad last season, winning 22 and losing 50 of their 72 regular season games. Last season, their defense was ranked 25 of the 30 teams in the NBA, but the evidence so far this year suggests the preseason showdown talks worked, as the Cavs have the second best defense in the league and are sitting 5th in a stacked Eastern Conference. Kevin Love seems to have undergone a renaissance and is again looking like an all-star caliber player. Joining us now to talk about the revived Cavaliers is NBA analyst Alistair Albert. Alistair, I know that we know that you are an acclaimed actor. We know that your IMDb page is rather lengthy, far more lengthy than several people who would purport to have more fame. But you don't have to be acting when you look at the Cavaliers. If I ask you to make an honest assessment, and that assessment turns out to be positive and they are moving in the right direction, it wouldn't be you playing a role, would you? It would be you speaking from a genuine place.
From an absolutely genuine place. The Cavaliers have come out this season and have been, very consistent, very disciplined, and very respectful of their opponents, I'll say. They've come out and played very strong basketball. The coaching staff from JB Bickerstaff, have employed, a very, fun, entertaining style of basketball that suits all the players that they have on the team at the moment. We just got some breaking news a while ago, actually. I don't know if this has come through on your screens yet, but Ricky Rubio has been an instrumental part to this team acquired during the offseason, and he's just been ruled out for the rest of the season with a torn ACL. And moving forward, what that's going to do to that team is yet to be seen, but he will be a very major loss to this team moving forward. But to continue to answer the question, yeah, they've been a remarkable team. Ricky Rubio playing with Kevin Love again. They played with each other in Minnesota before, so they have that chemistry, just being pros. And Ricky Rubio has been playing pro basketball since he's been 13, 14 years old in Europe and for Spain. So that's a major blow for them in terms of being able to just have that experience on the floor and guiding guys like Garland and Okoro and everything. But hats off to JB Bickerstaff. It's like opportunity meeting preparation. This is a guy who's toiled hard in the assistant coaching ranks and in the summer league and everything, and he's now finally got a team with talent, that he's been able to mold from the summer into the season, and he's shown that he's able to coach a really good team, to a respectable record and play very competitively, and the guys are playing really good. So it's not acting at all. These guys are for real. We are now past the point in the season where we could stop asking, are they for real? They will be. I think they will be really good playoff team. With the Ricky Rubio injury, we'll see what happens, but they're not acting at all. They were a really great team so far this season.
You did get the impression, though, Alistair, that when LeBron left, not only did he take the light with him, but he may have taken the life with him, the life of the basketball club. Has it surprised you that it has taken so long, post LeBron going the second time, for there to be green shoots of recovery around the Cavaliers basketball club? Or is it happening according to the schedule you thought it would have?
I think it's happening along the schedule like it's supposed to happen. And I think what's kind of delayed it a little further is the change in management in the front office. So we had David Griffin, who was there along the LeBron years, calling the shots, making the trades, and trying to bring in players LeBron wanted. People say LeBron calls the shots. We're not going to get into that conversation. But, Kobe Altman came at a time where it was a bit tenuous and turbulent for the Cavaliers. They wanted that consistency and that control within the front office. And they even looked at Chauncey Billups. Chauncey Billups wanted to be the GM of that team, but when LeBron said he was going to LA, Chauncey was like, nah, I'll go back to TV analysis. Kobe Altman stepped in and he just tried to mold the team, tried to, get his experience right there, on the fly, learning at the deep end. And he's managed to kind of cobble up a roster of bigs, 3 bigs in Jared Allen, Lauri Markkinen and Evan Mobley, the prized rookie who was the 3rd pick last year. And, they're just running the teams, some notable teams out with some really good play. But there's still a lot of learning to do. And I think, they've taken some time to get to this point, but they just needed that consistency, having a coaching staff who have been there, and kind of implementing the coaching style and their philosophy. Sometimes, the NBA is just too immediate gratification. You need to let things run its course, and I think that's what's kind of happening right now.
And Alistair, a lot of people will be ignoring the Cavaliers because there's not a 35-point per night man in the lineup and a headline grabber. And we tend to think that teams can only progress and win basketball games if you have that kind of alpha male, that alpha dog in the lineup. And I say that to come to Kevin Love. Kevin Love isn't those things, but insofar as the leadership, and I'm not talking leadership in terms of motivating players, the leadership from quality of play that he's provided this season, assess that for us.
Kevin Love, he was a bit disgruntled the last couple of years, being injured. He had a lot of injuries going through and trying to getting his body right, going through a lot of off-season training with famed guys like Chris Brickley, working on his jump shooting and his conditioning and everything. And he's come to a point where I think his body is right for the role that he's in. He's no longer a 30-plus minutes per night guy. 20 and 10 expectation anymore. I think he's coming and he's filling in a role which is really specific to this team, which has some really young, bright rookies rookie in Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, who's playing a terrific role in the center spot. And he's coming in and he's just filling in his spots, shooting from the outside. I think he's shooting something like 43% from 3, which has helped the team maintain a really good 3-point percentage throughout the regular season. And he's just being a leader by example on the court. So it's been really good to see him get his feet wet again and doing what he needs to do. And there's also one other factor I think that kind of helps with Kevin Love as well. Colin Sexton is injured. Last year he was the team's leading scorer with 24 points per game, and there was a lot of tension in the locker room with Colin Sexton being charged as being a little bit of a ball hog. He was really good being able to score the basket and everything, but he kind of took opportunities away from players by not passing the ball enough and everything. And Kevin Love was one of those players who kind of suffered from that and acted out a little bit because of that as well. So, Colin Sexton is no longer in the lineup. Ricky Rubio is now out for the season. Maybe, they might make some sort of trade. Maybe, who knows? For Colin, sell high on Colin Sexton right now and try to get someone in to kind of fill in that Rubio's his departure.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens with Love. Let's see if he continues on and stays healthy, which is really important for him, and it'll be good.
Yeah, I wrap by saying this to you, that I've seen many a team in the NBA who've been very good on offense, not reach far in the playoffs, but I've seen many good teams who are very good on defense reach far. This Cavaliers team is very good on defense. Let's see how far it can take them in this season. Alistair, a pleasure as usual. Thank you very much. We'll talk again soon.
No problem, guys. See you later.
Good. That's Alistair Albert, our NBA expert, with his perspective on Kevin Love and the Cavaliers revival. As we wrap, these are the scores of the games played on Tuesday night. The Nuggets beat the Warriors. The Kings stopped the Thunder. Knicks took down the Timberwolves. The Lakers, they won. LeBron James, 32 points. They beat the Rockets. The Pelicans beat the Cavaliers. So too did the Heat over the Wizards. The 76ers took care of the Raptors. And the Bucks were too strong for the Magic.